Greetings, VC, members of the vinyl community. Happy post-Record Store Day 2019. So yeah, lots of videos up there with everybody's purchases. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun looking to see what everybody was able to pick up. It's quite interesting, all the different availabilities in different parts of North America, what some people, I can see videos in record stores and there's like tons of copies of stuff. And other videos where, there was stuff I'd never even seen before, and other videos where it was almost identical to what I was seeing. So yeah, Record Store Day 2019. So I live in a fairly small town, and I have two record stores that participated in Record Store Day. And the one store is actually a chain across Canada called Sunrise Records. And they're like in most of the big malls across Canada. And so surprising that they participate, because they're not an independent record store. But they're very close to where I work. And I had to work yesterday, so I was able to sneak out. I had like about a 15-20 minute little gap right at 10 o'clock, right when the mall opened. And I thought I would go there. So I booted it up there, I ran through the mall, and I was first in line. There was nobody else even there. And so that was kind of cool. So they had, I'd say they had maybe 40 titles in overall. And I ended up picking 5 things from that store. And then when I was done work last night, I went downtown to my local independent record store, Fascinating Rhythm, and I found 4 more in there, which surprised me because that's the one where people are going to go. And the owner told me that it had been busy, and some of the albums I really wanted, including the Pink Floyd, he had gotten 3 copies in, and he said they went for the first 3 people that were in lineup. So, I mean, that's the way it goes. I know I'll come across it sooner or later. And anyway, so let me show you what I got. The first one I have is the Big Hits, High Tide and Green Grass by the Rolling Stones. This was one of their first greatest hits albums, and this is nicely redone for Record Store Day. It's a mono pressing, and yeah, this was really nicely done. It came on a really nice colored vinyl on the light blue Decca label. Very nice. Heavyweight vinyl, and it's in mono, as I said. And then it also came with a cool little insert poster here that kind of opens up, and you get some shots, early shots of the band. Great Keith there with the round sunglasses. Very young Mick there, and Brian Jones, and very young Charlie Watts. Well, they were all young then, weren't they? And even a Bill Wayman. There you go. Yeah, this is a good album. I do have this on a super early pressing, but it's pretty beat up. So this is a nice replacement for that. And I've listened to both sides, and it sounds really good. And yeah, so I'm super happy that I picked that up. I thought that was a good buy. It's funny because I was watching another video, and the one record store that I can't remember who it was, he was in, they had like 50 copies of this, and I was like, man, my record store got 1, and I was lucky enough to get it. Anyway, so that's the Rolling Stones. Next up was kind of a blind buy. This is the Grateful Dead. This is Sage and Spirits, which is a comp album done for Record Store Day. I've got the hype sticker here. In conjunction with Dogfish Head Beer. Produced by David Lemieux in celebration of the Dead's partnership with Dogfish Head Beer and in support of indie record stores. Kick back on the porch and enjoy. 180 gram LP limited edition of 4,000. This is just on black vinyl. Now, I would have thought that would have been like on a splatter pink and yellow, and but it's not. Anyway, I've listened to side 1 of this last night, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know a lot about the Dead, so this was a bit of a blind buy. There's songs from different albums here and some live stuff. So I know Sage and Spirit is from Blues for Allah, which I do own that album. So yeah, I'm gonna get this going, and I'm gonna be a Deadhead. Yeah, so that's the Grateful Dead, Sage and Spirit, with its very psychedelic cover. Next up is Woodstock, the soundtrack. So again, you know, I wasn't sure about this, but like I say, you know, at my local store that I got to, there wasn't a ton of titles, and I figured I might as well get this. I mean, there is a lot of good stuff on this that I like. It is in mono. I did listen to side 3 last night, which features Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young doing Wooden Ships, The Who doing We're Not Gonna Take It, and Joe Cocker with a little help from my friends. And I gotta say, it sounded really good. I was really happy that I picked this up. It sounds like you're at the concert and those speakers are coming right at you. So I gotta give some other stuff a list. I gotta get into the Jimi Hendrix and Sly and the Family Stone, and there's other Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. There's the Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, which is always an amazing song. And this is the trifold. It's almost identical to the original. And there was the hype stickers that I managed to peel off the Saran and just got them on the insert. DJ copy monorail, limited edition of 8,500. So there'll be lots of these around. It's on the Coalition, and again, that's in mono. So that's cool. Record Store Day. I mean, I think that's what it's all about, though, right? I mean, they bring out these re-releases and past releases and new finds and alternative takes, and that's why we get into it, right? We kind of get hooked into these things. Okay, here's a good one. This is The World of David Bowie. What intrigued me about this was the hype sticker, Record Store Day UK. This classic review of David Bowie's Durham years is strictly limited heavyweight blue vinyl. I like the old record sleeve here that they used, and then the vinyl is very cool. It is on also on the Decca label, on a nice blue vinyl. Isn't that beautiful with the green label? This one is in stereo. I believe there is a mono as well, but again, my store only had the one. I have not listened to this yet, so I'm actually going to probably listen to this right after I finish this video. You can see here is the blue dot signifying that this is the stereo. It would be a red dot if it was in mono. I guess this is a series that they have in the UK, The World of. There's some weird titles on here, man, like The World of the King's College Choir, The World of Scotland, The World of Ireland, The World of Wales. But then you get The World of Marianne Faithfull, The World of Canterbury Rock, The World of St. John's College, The World of Cat Stevens. Now that would be, that could be interesting. But yeah, very young David Bowie there. This is obviously all old stuff, very early, that kind of whimsical Bowie, when he was still on the hippie side, maybe a little bit. Next we have Jeff Buckley. This is an alternative takes to his infamous, I believe, only album, if I'm correct. 7 previously unreleased performances from his legendary first studio sessions from Columbia Records includes early studio versions of Mojo Pin, Last Goodbye, and an extended version of Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is, yeah, it's just on black vinyl on a retro Columbia label. Doesn't feel 180, but maybe 120, 140. It's a little thicker. Doesn't come with any information or any book or anything. Just an inner sleeve with Jeff, and then just a little bit of reading there. Very, very brief. Not much there. Have not listened to this yet. Looking forward to giving that a spin. This is part of the Nuggets set. This is the Where the Action Is, the Los Angeles Nuggets highlights. This is also in mono. And this was part of the Nuggets CD box set, I believe. Pardon me. And this came as a standalone CD in that series. This is a double LP. You get the inserts, the inner sleeves, pardon me, with a little bit of information on each artist and each song. Black vinyl on the Rhino Records label. Not the thickest vinyl. Some of the finest nuggets mined from the underground rock music scene in Los Angeles from 65 to 68 on vinyl for the first time, limited edition of 5,500. Although I may not know a lot of the songs, I do know a lot of the artists. There's Love, the Buffalo Springfield, Iron Butterfly, the Bobby Fuller Four, Sonny and Cher, The Association, The Doors, The Electric Prunes, Jan and Dean, The Monkees, Lee Hazelwood, Tim Buckley, Randy Newman, and another song by Love. So, yeah, this should be good. Psych rock. I'll give it a spin. I haven't listened to this one yet, and we'll see how it goes. But, you know, the Nuggets is such a great series. I think this will be a good one to have. A little bit of Rush, a little bit of Hemispheres. This is an album I've been looking for in really good condition, and never really shows up. So when I saw it on the record store day on the nice picture disc vinyl, 180 gram, that's a heavy one. Very beautiful job there. I did play side one, and it sounds good. So the argument of the picture disc never sounds as good. Well, it sounded just fine to my ears. This is the 40th anniversary. First picture disc pressing since 1978, which is when I believe it was originally released as a picture disc. This is a Canadian-Japanese pressing. On behalf of Universal Music, Universal Music Canada. Yeah, a little bit of Rush, a little bit of prog rock, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Now, this next one is one that I did want to get. This was one that I was hoping between the store, Sunrise Records in the mall, and Fascinating Rhythm downtown, which I couldn't get to till after work. Anyway, I did end up getting it at Sunrise. And this is Stax Does The Beatles. And this is all the Stax artists, people like Otis Redding, Booker T and the MGs, Isaac Hayes, with Ringo's drum kit. This is a nice, kind of reminiscent of the White Album, I guess, the way they've done it with the raised Stax and Beatles. Everything's black, white, and gray, which is kind of cool. So we got the Stax record label there. That's very cool. And as you would expect, it's on black vinyl. I played side one of this. It's really good. I really like it. I mean, Otis Redding singing Day Tripper. You cannot go wrong with that. Yeah, pretty cool. Got to Get Into My Life by Booker T and the MGs. It's instrumental. Isaac Hayes singing something. Brilliant. So that's a nice addition to the Beatles collection. And lastly, number nine. This one I didn't even know this was a release for Record Store Day, and I managed to score this last night when I went downtown to my local record store. The Best of Townes Van Zandt. Didn't even know this was a title. And pleasantly surprised and super surprised that there was one left. Actually, the young guy that works at the store, he wanted this. But they have a rule. They have to wait till the end of the first day before they're allowed to buy. So I kind of feel bad. Well, not really. I am a customer that spent a lot of money there. You get all the Townes album covers on the inside. So this is songs taken from 7 different albums. It's the best of. And also pleasantly surprised that this was on just this beautiful splatter, sort of splatter vinyl. Isn't that beautiful? Townes Van Zandt. Yeah. I remember Andrew Tales from the Crate introduced me to Townes a couple of years ago. I think Andrew was talking about it. And yeah, so really, really cool to pick this up. I'm by no means a Townes authority, so this is a good place for me to start with what I also have. So there you go, double album of Townes Van Zandt for Record Store Day, my last purchase last night. So yeah, there you have it, Record Store Day 2019, and super happy to pick up a few things. I would have loved to have gotten Pink Floyd, of course. I would love to have gotten Bob Dylan, the Blood on Tracks, the New York original recording of Blood on Tracks. And I would love to have gotten the Van Morrison 10-inch of Astral Weeks with the, I think it's 4 alternative takes that are on that. So, I mean, I'll keep my eyes out. I might come across them. There's a store in Vancouver that tends to buy a lot on Record Store Day, and, you know, they've even got bins of stuff from the last 3 or 4 years. So there's a chance I may pick something up over there. I did see there was something wrong with the pressings on some people's Saucer Full of Secrets. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see what happens, and I'll see what else comes out. So there you go. So I got to come back with some other videos because I got a whole stack here. I've had a busy last 3 weeks. I was in Toronto for work, and I hit the Toronto Records show, which I didn't realize was on until I got there. And I managed to pick up some albums at that. And then last week we had our local vinyl record show where I had a table and I sold some records, and of course I bought some records. And then yesterday being Record Store Day. So it's been a busy last few weeks, pardon me. So I'm going to make some more videos, and I'm going to come back at you with some vinyl finds. I got a couple of new purchases. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed Record Store Day, and I hope you got what you were looking for, at least 1 or 2 things. And if you're like me, you've just been listening to music like pretty much all day. I had the Masters on mute so I could watch Tiger win, and the music's been playing all day long. I gotta maybe turn the old Marantz off to let her cool down for a bit. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Peace out.